Hey, welcome to my studio in Tokyo. I'm Derek Ryan, and I have a new song out with my often collaborator and friend Jin Wood under our new project Synertia. And this is a really new thing for both of us as we're experimenting with a new style, completely different than what both of us do. There's a couple things I wanted to share today just about some production techniques that were used in this song that I think might be really useful for others to know about, because when I discovered them, I was pretty happy, and I think they add to the uniqueness of the song. So, two things I want to go through. One is this super interesting harmonic stab line, I guess I would call it. It's made from a guitar originally, but it really morphs into something else. And then the other one is a lush, sort of progressive sounding line using the Moog that I have in here. So it's a Moog Sub37. I'll show you how to make both of these, so let's dive right in. So first off, let's look at how to make this lush harmonic stab line. The funny part about this is, although it sounds like a synth, it didn't start out live that way. It started out as a guitar. So this guitar part, I recorded directly into my Focusrite audio interface from the Les Paul you see behind me. Epiphone Les Paul, not Gibson. Shame me if you will, but I love that guitar. So recorded it directly in and started processing it in a very usual way to what I often do with guitars, which is just simply using some Waves plugins for an amp, the PRS simulator, and then also using a compressor. So, okay, still sounds like a guitar. It's pretty normal as is, but now we're gonna really change it up. So Waves has this plugin called OVOX, and OVOX is meant to be sort of a vocal changer plugin, if you will. It's a little bit like a cross between a harmonizer and a vocoder. You get some really interesting effects from it. I tried randomly putting this on top of the guitar, and the reason I tried this was because it was a new plugin. I was kind of excited about it, so I decided I would give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. So listen to this with just the Waves OVOX. Pretty different, right? It's got like a vibe all of a sudden, and that was kind of the juice that made this song come out. On top of that, let's also add just some regular delay. And we're good to go. So next up, the Dreamy Moog Arp. So this sound is actually super easy to make on a Moog if you have one. I made it on a Sub37. You can make it almost in any synth, to be honest, that allows you to set a 7th oscillator, but the Moog just sounds great. It's easy to program, and the filter is amazing, so that's why I used that one. So I'll walk you through making the patch first. Start an init patch. Make sure oscillators 1 and 2 are set to octave 8. Turn both oscillators up. Turn the frequency up all the way on oscillator 2, so it plays a 7th note. Okay, now just play an ARP. And that's a big part of the sound. But there's a whole other dimension that comes into this, and I think that's almost where some of the secret sauce comes in on this. But the next level is what comes next. So I love using FabFilter's delay plugin Timeless. It gives a lot of modulation options, which end up being really interesting for sound creation. On this one, what I did is to create a moving delay that moves across it and shapes the sound as time goes on. Let's dive into making that next. What you need to do is start with the default preset on FabFilter Timeless 3. Next, add an 8th note dotted delay time. Turn the feedback up because it's fun. Add an XLFO to modulate. Give it a long modulation cycle, like 8 bars. Link that XLFO to the lower EQ band. At least that's what I did on this one. I oftentimes will link to the upper one. Just find one you can play with. And then set a resonant peak on that EQ so you can hear it as it sweeps through. Listen to the difference that provides. It's so much more lush and interesting this way because you have the delay that's slowly being evolved kind of by this filter in the background, and it creates so much vibe and effect. So much depth now. Just let that ride and you're good to go. Awesome. So that was a quick tour. Hopefully that was useful to you. Check out our new tune, Coming Back to Me, out now on Ascent Recordings, and I'll see you next time.